before. Again, I'm Brad Wentland. I'm the police chief from Greenfield, which is a neighboring community. I've been helping Chief Edwards with some of the public information regarding this incident. I'll introduce Chief Edwards. Chief Edwards will make a statement. Some of the other individuals behind us may wish to make a statement. We will take a few questions. I know that many of you have lots and lots of questions, but please understand we do not have a lot of answers right now. We will give you the information we can give you, but anything regarding the criminal investigation moving from this point forward, we will not be able to give you any information about that. So at this time, I'll have each of the individuals behind me identify themselves and spell their names for you.
Mayor Steve Scafidi, last
Could you
name
please step to the microphone, sir?
Mayor Steve Scafidi, first name Steve, last name is Scaffidi.
City of Oak Creek Fire Chief Tom Rosendich, Rosandich.
Inspector Richard Schmidt, Schmidt, Sheriff's Office.
I'm John Chisholm. I'm the Milwaukee County DA. Last name is Chisholm.
Special Agent Thomas Ahern, ATF, AHERN.
Good afternoon. Teresa Carlson. I'm the Special Agent in charge of the FBI, TERESA. Last name Carlson, CARLSON.
Chief John Edwards from the Oak Creek Police Department. It's
Louder.
Chief John Edwards, Oak Creek Police Department, JOHNEDWARDS. First of all, I want to send out our condolences to the Sikh community for this tragic event that happened today, and talk to you a little bit about what happened, give you what I can. And what we had happen today was an individual, our officers responded to a 911 call, and because of the heroic actions of our officers, they stopped this from being worse than it could have been. Our officers responded to the scene, did find a victim, and we're dealing with that individual when our officer, a 20-year veteran, was ambushed, shot multiple times. He is currently at the hospital undergoing surgery. We expect him to recover. And another officer who was on scene was engaged by the suspect. Our officer did engage that individual, and that individual is deceased from the actions that our officer took. It stopped a tragic event that could have been a lot worse. There was a service going on with many people at that location. What we've done now is it's taken most of the day to clear that area, that the church itself and the surrounding area, because of conflicting reports that we got about how many people may be involved. We just were able to clear it. What we're going to be doing, we have numerous individuals that we have that are deceased at this point. I don't have total numbers for you right now. We're working on that. We're going in there shortly. The FBI will be handling the criminal investigation on this incident. We looked at it, the scope of it, and what the implications might be. We're treating this as a domestic terrorist type incident, and therefore the FBI has the resources needed to help investigate that. The ATF is also involved with this, along with the Milwaukee Police Department is assisting us with the DA's office in the officer-involved shooting portion of this investigation. The number that you were given out earlier is for family or friends who want information. We ask that only family or friends call that number, and then we can forward it through a liaison we have with the Sikh community as far as the status of those individuals. We do not want the media or anyone else calling that number. That is just for family and friends trying to find out the status of those individuals. At this point, we're pretty much doing an investigation that's going to be starting shortly. We're going to be doing another press conference, probably 10 a.m. tomorrow morning at the Oak Creek Police Department to give more information. Right now, we're just in the very beginning stages of this investigation and wrapping up the inner perimeter and the initial call that we took and just clearing that. So the investigation starts now. At this point, I'm not going to give out demographics of who the individuals may be as far as ages, genders, We don't have all that information. I'm not releasing it till people are notified. As far as the officer, we know he has family that still needs to be notified, so we're not giving his information out either.
How many injured, Chief?
As far as we know, there are multiple injured. I believe there were 2 additional.
So what is that total?
Total from what we have, I believe we have 7 deceased and 3 injured, including our officer.
How many?
7 deceased,
What do you know about
3 injured, including our officer.
What do you know about the suspect?
Right now, I don't have any information for you on the suspect. That's being checked into, and it's part of the criminal investigation, so right now I won't be giving you anything on that right now.
What about a weapon? Domestic terrorism means? What does that
Weapon.
What does that mean?
Domestic terrorism is somebody who's doing some active terrorism within the confines of the United States. It's not from another country or anything like that. It's within the United States.
Have you recovered a weapon?
As far as a weapon, there are weapons on scene. That hasn't been recovered yet. The evidence team hasn't gone in. There are weapons involved that will be recovered.
So more than one. You think he was armed with more than one gun?
I don't know that.
When will the area be open to the public and the devotees?
As far as the timeline, the initial call came in somewhere right around 10:30, quarter after 10. I don't have the exact time. Our officers were on the radio giving the information that they were treating someone. We had another officer call out that he had an active shooter, and at that point, that's when other officers responded and other agencies were called in. So it happened within a very short period of time, like most of the instances when they happen. That's how they happen. It takes place very quickly.
Any acts of heroism from people who were inside the temple?
That I don't have. I'm sure there were. There was a lot of people that were interviewed. I don't know the results of those interviews, but I'm sure there were.
How many people are still in the temple, and when will they be released?
There is nobody left in that temple. They've all been. That building has been cleared, and everybody has been removed from that.
When will the temple be available for devotees?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
When will the temple be available for devotees to go for the prayers?
That I don't have that information. That is a crime scene, and we'll be holding it till we have it processed. I don't have that information.
What else can you say about the suspect being engaged? What exactly?
When he engaged our officer and he ended up shooting him, another officer was on scene. He then engaged that officer by shooting at him. Our officer returned fire, killing the suspect.
What is the suspect wearing?
I have no idea.
Any indication it was more than one shooter?
Right now, we had multiple reports of different things, and that's why it's still an active scene. I can't give you the total information on that. We believe there was one, but I can't be sure on that. There still is an active scene with SWAT tactical teams in there right now.
Can you confirm there were a number of children in the building?
I can't confirm any. It was a church service. I'm sure there were people from all different age groups in that building at the time.
Chief, can you describe why it took a while for your officers to be able to move in, the careful process? It sounded like it was a while before you could clear the SWAT team to actually move in there.
Because we had an individual that we knew was down, but we also had reports there may be others, or we don't know if there's others, so we can't just go into the building. We have to clear it and do it the way that's tactically safe to make sure that others can come in here. Because we don't want other officers down. It just make it worse. We have to make sure we clear it methodically and make sure we take care of the area of security.
Any suspect in custody?
There's no suspect in custody right now.
Can you confirm that a child died? A 10-year-old child was killed?
I do not have that information. I do not know that.
About how many were in the building at the time of the shooting?
I don't have that information. I don't have demographics. I don't have numbers for you as far as how many people were removed.
Chief, do you have anybody at the suspect's home right now?